Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the first annual Fell For It Again Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Fellies. Joining us today is our host, Panama Hats. Say hello there.
Hello.
Say hello there. Say hello there, Mr. Hat.
Hello, everyone.
Quiet in the auditorium, please. Quiet in the auditorium. There we go.
It's nice to see you.
We all know how it goes, folks. We all know how it goes.
Indeed, it's good to be here.
But yes, we wish to welcome you to the first inaugural Fell For It Again Awards, brought to you by the Fellies Academy, live from the International Conference Centre in Haifa.
If you guys want to support the awards, you can do it in all the normal ways. We are still monetized fully on YouTube somehow. We actually do have a little bit of fan funding already. Thank you guys to everyone who's been donating so far. It seems that people are rather anticipating this stream. So I will quickly say thank you for becoming a member there. Camelot Crusader, me mum died in the Felly. Thank you to being a hat tip there. Ragnar Hawk, and for the $4.99. And thank you for Big Cover 22 sending some gift memberships. That's very good. 5 gift memberships.
And then
wow.
C123 also says send money to Panama Hat.
So
yeah.
Thank you. The Academy is well supported. We have a good audience. How was your flight? How was your flight in, Hat?
Oh well, the flight was very comfortable. I mean, the lovely Israeli Tourism Ministry provided me with a first class ticket, lots of free champagne, orange juice. I was able to actually drop a few bombs out of the plane as we came over the coast of Jaffa. There, it was very good.
Have you tried the bagels though?
And yes. Oh, delicious bagels. I don't know what's in them. It's not any meat I've ever tasted before, but it's delicious meat. And I would just like to say as well, of course, if you would give me the honor of being the first one to say this on your stream, we love the nation of Israel here. Don't we?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. We do have rather a lot to get through this evening, so we will actually get on straight away. There'll be some bits in between.
I believe there's an obligatory, without further ado.
Yes. Without further ado, we can call the inaugural Fell For It Again Awards open. Yes. That's anyway, let's put that sound effect off. The first the first category today will be the most obvious rug pull award. This, of course, one of the very prestigious awards of the Fellies, one of the leading categories.
If you wouldn't mind, I think I shall proceed with the nominations.
Yes.
We have Restore, Reform, Unite the Kingdom / Raise the Colours, and Your Party.
Of course, quite a contentiously fought field here, but we'll not tease it too much because we have a little bit to analyse why. We'll talk about it first of all. Restore as a rug pull, very potent, I think, and it's certainly a hard hitting to those involved. But what do you think of the fantastic rendition there, Hat, of the ambience and the spirit of Raise the Colours?
Well, I think that pretty much sums it up, Scrump. I mean, it's cheap, it's plasticky, it's fake, it doesn't actually come from anything real, and it has no bearing whatsoever on reality. So I think that is a perfect way to represent that campaign.
I think there's an important aspect to consider in this the rug pull category, and that some of these things, in a way, have more legs than others. Some of them have greater utility than others. But I think what really defines the sort of the rug pull is that it's the commitment that is required by the individuals in question who involve themselves. So I think that really gets to the heart of having that sensation of the rug being pulled out from under your feet. If you weren't standing with any serious weight, you would never notice the pull.
I mean, I remember speaking to people at the time who were a bit keen on it and saying, well, what is it you think this is actually going to do in the short term or long term? You know, what is the effect of this going to be? and they all kind of said, "Well, we don't really think it's going to change anything. It's just, it just makes everyone know that this is our land. You know, it belongs to us.
This
It's
land is
basically
our
it makes us feel
land.
good."
This
Right.
land is
Yeah.
your land. Ooh.
And,
Yeah.
I think this is an
It
important.
just felt sad, really.
Yes, and I think it's an important point as well, and that we might reiterate later at some point, that an entity like your party is, I don't think it's really demanding the same sort of pull of the sort of left-wing scene in the way that Restore has on the right. It's not garnered the same sort of committed following. Whereas Reform really strikes me as a vehicle that has, as I say, a bit more longevity to it. It's not such a rapid rug pull, it's more of a long-term operation.
Well, shall we not tease our audience anymore? I think we can get through it. I'm getting word here. Ooh, the drum roll, please. Terrible drum roll. And it's Restore.
Oh!
Ooh, bloody hell!
Sadly...
There we go.
It's good to let them have their moment in the limelight. Sadly, Rupert Lowe cannot be here with us today, but we will make sure his Felly gets to him immediately. Thanks, Rupert.
As an example here, we're not picking on Mr. Modad particularly. We would just like to say he won the Felly for the amazing rug pull here of getting people to begin negotiations with the Reform Party without them really noticing. Has anyone noticed that the Restore people are suddenly having a bizarre fusion negotiation with Reform, despite it being made up of Robert Jenrick and Suella Braverman and oh shucks, it's the Tory party again.
This will never happen, but let's haggle about it anyway. But right, I would like to possibly give the honour to our special guest, Mr. Hat here, who could do with maybe possibly introducing our next category, Most Gullible Micro-Celebrity.
In the running for Most Gullible Micro-Celebrity, we have Zoomer Historian, Steve Laws, Captive Dreamer, and The Quartering. Who will it be?
Ooh, see, again, another hotly contended category. I must admit, personally for myself, and I hope this is no way impinged upon the opinions of the Academy at large, but I just like the fact that you can call Captive Dreamer Captive Steamer, and this will just never not be funny to me.
Well, I could maybe explain some of there's a dual nomination there. I think the two roles here in the aforementioned rug pull by Mr. Historian and Mr. Laws have been quite powerful. The use of the term "big tent" here, especially, has really made the Academy pick up and take notice of this falling for it. I mean, there's falling for it in a general sense, but
then there's actually convincing yourself.
Then there's convincing yourself that this thing called the large or the immense, the big tent exists. That's it.
But yes, I also think the Academy might have to recognise, though, that despite making quite an impressive effort, both Mr. Historian and Mr. Laws are sort of working together on a project that I think fits hand in hand with one another. So whether or not he could really be considered individual micro-celebrities, I'm not sure. Maybe that will impact on the judging or not.
We'll see. We also have here, it's a very strong showing from Mr. Dreamer here, from Martin. I think this is Martin's year to lose. He's been a little bit quieter later, but since this Iran thing keeps flaring up, I mean, the amount of performances we see out of him this year have been quite incredible. And in the later part of last year as well. I mean, the work he puts in to fall for it is very admirable.
However, coming up at the rear, and when they say, put your money where your mouth is, gullibility was oozing in this performance from one Jeremy the Quartering.
We will say as well that this category is humbly sponsored by Wise Money Israel. Let's play the Jeremy.
Israel. You stand with Israel. But did you know
You
your
tell him,
portfolio
Jeremy.
can stand with Israel too? Wise Money Israel manages Israeli stock and bond accounts for Christians and pro-Israel investors around the world who want their money to reflect what they believe. When you invest in Israeli companies, you're participating in the economy of the Jewish state, the invocation coming out of the Holy Land, and the nation God promised to bless. For many believers, it's one of the most tangible ways you can put faith into action. So you can check out, there's a QR code, and then there's wisemoneyisrael.com.
There we go.
Spoken like
Oh,
a true
dear.
professional.
What was it? What was it? What was it? Laurence Olivier said in The Entertainer. Look at these eyes. I'm dead behind these eyes. That's the impression I get. There's no life in there anymore.
A
Totally
large,
gone.
a range of strong performances
Yes,
there, though, from
yes.
our most gullible micro-celebrity
This
category.
this is going to be a heavily contested category. I can tell. I mean, there's going to be fights in the audience, probably. I would imagine.
I mean,
Read the result out.
we must also make people aware that, of course, that in previous runnings of the Fellies, this category was previously referred to as most raped. But we've had to change some of the judging categories, so we've considered most
Yes,
gullible micro-celebrity.
Those of you might know that the Fellies has been a behind closed doors award previously. This is the first annual Fellies
private
award
only.
ceremony. But those of you who keep track with these things will know that yes, there have
Oh.
been
I'm getting word in. The
Wait,
Academy
I
has come
speak
to
with-
result. And the winner of most gullible micro-celebrity... is Oh!
it's Captain Dreamer.
Oh,
It's
it's a
Captive
switch.
Dreamer.
It's a switch.
Oh, very interesting.
Wow.
Though I think we should remind people that Captive Dreamer has been running a pro-Trump op for so long now, and with such passion, such verve, such talent. As he shills and shills and shills. I think he really has worked hard for this award, and I think there's no one else that deserves it.
Oh, he's certainly captive grafter. That is for sure.
I'd say this is not
Oh, yeah,
for a
big time.
single performance, but for a sustained
A lifelong career effort.
It's also
This is like Daniel Day-Lewis. He's getting for career performance.
Here we see, it doesn't even matter at this point. Of course, there are no boots on the ground. I don't care anymore. I mean, the I don't care anymore moment is pivotal, I think, to this award. This is one of his tent pole performances. So a large round of applause there for Mr. Captive Dreamer.
Sometimes when a man has his foot stuck in a bear trap, he will work for hours to try and detangle the mechanism of that trap. This is a man who has such fearlessness, such bravery. He will simply hack the foot in question off and hop away. It is quite incredible to see.
God, it really is something to behold.
It really is something to behold.
Just in order to obviously he can't be with us. But I've actually arranged for the staff of my local mountain warehouse to come up here and collect the award on his behalf. Because, well, they were the people that know about tents, I suppose, the most. So the big tent crew from the local mountain warehouse, everyone, come to collect the award.
Thank you,
man.
Mountain Warehouse. Thank you for being another sponsor
Thank you.
of the Fellies.
Oh no, we've got someone who seems. I don't think that's the real Captive Dreamer. Are you the real Captive Dreamer in chat?
It turns out the captive dreamers were the friends we made along the way.
Yes, it turns out the most captive dreamers.
But we like to, as part of the Academy of the Fell For It Again Awards, not that we are members of the Academy ourselves, mind you, we are merely just the presenters here.
Yes.
No,
let's
that would
let's
be
not
biased.
get things confused, and let's not have a scandal
think-
like certain
I think-
other disreputable award shows.
I think you have to be in the Shom Rim, don't you, to get in the academy these days? I don't know. Oh, sorry.
There is one of several organisations that you can be part of to enhance your chances of being in the Academy for the Fell For It Again Awards, and the Showroom being merely one of them.
Yes, it's one of the stakeholders.
Yes.
But we do have now an award we think's quite special. It represents not only an understanding of politics and the casual spectrum of falling for it again, where people vote for populist parties on the right. There is also such a thing as left populism, and it's just as stupid.
Well, we have here the nominations for the best self-humiliation in a leftist category. This is the leftist category. We do, of course, as you mentioned there, Evelyn, maintain leftist categories. We have Gary Stevenson for his performance in Basic Economics. We have Jeremy Corbyn for Why Can't It Just Be Corbyn? Please. We have Zach Polanski and Mothin Ali, a double performance here for their humiliation within the Green Party.
Oh yes, and just remember that Moth and Ali says protect the dolls in it.
God damn it. And of course, continual walking self-humiliation
And dog torturer.
and dog torturer Hassan Piker. What a strong field here. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the current situation of self-humiliation on the left?
I've got to be honest, Scrump. I really don't think I could call this one if you paid me. It's such a close race. I mean, the problem with these leftists is they kind of have an inbuilt fetish for humiliation, so they tend to chase it more so than right-wing people do, I think, in a kind of on a kind of cellular level. So it's very close, but my money would probably be on the Green Party. Coming out so strong and then fading into obscurity like that when Burnham got in, it was just you just had to be there to see it, I think.
Oof, well, as a single performance, I will say that Jeremy Corbyn has been somebody who has been mentioned in previous years, but unfortunately, I think he might be slightly too past it for these now. Maybe there'll be a Roundup Award in future for him, or some sort of Lifetime Achievement Award. But I think his star has fallen. Oh, no, we're getting something in the ear, though. I'm getting something in the ear. And, I was slightly surprised when I hit it. It's Gary Stevenson. It's
Gary Stevenson.
Given his new and novel approach to being a absolutely dumbfounded leftist retard on popular media, he's got to be a winner for this year. The Academy really did appreciate his ability to appear on every piece of mainstream media out there.
Well, he did. He was very prolific, and then he managed to be completely squished down into a box. I mean, the arc here is quite incredible of the self-humiliation. There is obviously, he has a good range of collaborators, a good range of people helping him achieve this award out there, and they gave him enough rope to hang himself. Really, in the theatrical sense, that he went out there, he made a program called How to Get Filthy Rich with Gary Stevenson, and then everybody who was supposed to like him and his obviously joke economics that are never meant to make sense anyway, pointed at him and went, "Ha ha, your economics don't make sense. You spell bad and are stinky."
And he also had some sort of level of mainstream breakthrough, I think. I think the same could not necessarily be said for Polanski, Mr. Ali, or Jeremy Corbyn. I think as well, particularly given the... we've had Hassan Piker for years. His brand's old.
It's a little crusty.
He's having to do really avant-garde and almost questionable material, ethically worrisome, where he's
I don't find
torturing
animals
animals
that fresh anymore.
No.
I think it was better. He was on Twitter. He was on Twitch. He was economically illiterate. He was Cenk Uyghur's bizarre nephew who couldn't work a stream properly. But
tie his shoes.
But Gary Stevenson here, his quitting, his fast throwing toys out of the pram was just marvelous. A masterful act of being folded in on yourself like a giant collapse.
Former City trader and Fellies winner, Gary Stevenson. Thank you, everyone. Now, on to the mirror image category. The best self-humiliation from a right-wing perspective. And I suppose I'll just keep rolling as we are going here. We want to consider one Liz Truss for an absolutely woeful performance at CPAC UK that sort of had the sort of appeal of, dental surgery. We have one Rupert Lowe in another category specifically for his own performance in begging Farage for a merger. We found something to do with this just sort of particularly, quite frankly, funny after all the drama that's been said back and forth between sort of Reform and Restore over all these coming months. That for him to turn around and go, let me work with you, or let us work together and unify, just really put some icing on the cake. Tommy Robinson for his continued, and again, I think really a career award here, a career nomination at least, for a lifetime effort of humiliating himself for the Holy Land. He's really gone above and beyond, far beyond, I think, a lot of other people. Even when relevance should have waned for him a decade ago, he still hangs on like a boil on your arse. And finally, in a, I must admit, personally touching piece, we have Richard Tice and heartstrings are being pulled already, and what we can only refer to as a moment of understanding.
We've played "Humiliation in the Holy Land" for you by Tommy Robinson before, a classic piece of self-humiliation. But we'll just play you the 44-second trailer here for the emotional moment of understanding.
Today was not just a visit, it was a moment of understanding. Richard Tice, Deputy Leader of Reform UK, along with members of the team, visited the Gurdwara Sahib, and from the very first moment there was a sense of respect, humility and genuine connection. As is tradition, Rajbir Singh, Councillor Prish Sharma and myself along with the Gurdwara Sangat warmly welcomed Richard Tice. And before entering into the Gurdwara, we tied a head covering on him. Regional Director P. Donal and wider reform team joined him. A simple gesture, yet a powerful one. Today,
A simple gesture, yet a powerful one.
Dear.
A
Oh
moment
dear.
of understanding.
Not just
Now,
a visit.
it really does warm a man's heart to see the humiliation game played so well. I think as Mr. Tice was there. If he does win, I think it will be well deserved.
Oh, well, it's a strong single performance. This I think is one of the most contentious categories.
Easily.
This one will be a little bit difficult to call, I think. It's a very, very strong single performance there from Richard Tice. Liz Truss having no one show up for... where's he gone? There we go. Liz Truss having no one show up for CPAC UK. Pretty funny, but I don't think
that's
quite
to
the
be
same
expected.
category as...
I think really, and I'm getting some words here, we need to consider the career, the sweat, blood and tears, the passion, the commitment to an industry of humiliating oneself year after year after year. I think there might only be one serious contender here, though.
It is. We'll get on to it. Without further ado, I'm afraid that the quantity of work has once again, I think, surpassed the single performance. A moment of understanding was very close. It was extremely close.
I think that was one the Academy thought was a particular standout piece this year, but I think we'd really stand Mr. Tice in good stead for a future nomination and possibly a future award off the back of, this performance. He's really teed himself up here for a series of multiple humiliations back to back to back.
It was time he won, and actually, I have a special letter of congratulations here. I'd like to read out. This was sent in to me from El Cartel de los Zetas in northern Mexico, who are big fans of Mr. Robinson. He says, "Dear Mr. Robinson, congratulations on your win, and thank you very much for putting our kids through college with your purchase money." So there we go. Thank you, Los Zetas.
And unfortunately, despite being in the International Conference Center in Haifa, Tommy cannot join us today as he's currently somewhere on the beaches of Tel Aviv. But we hope you're enjoying the sun, Tommy. Have a good day.
Yeah, look forward to seeing that tan, mate.
Right. Well, we can't be said that we aren't an equal opportunities award show here. We reach our first gender-specific category here with the... in fact, do you want to introduce this one, Evelyn? I think it's your turn.
I can indeed, if people would prefer. For the category of Most Histrionic Women of the Year, the nominations are Candace Owens, Laura Loomer, Erica Kirk, and Ben Shapiro. Again, another strong field, heavily contested by individuals whose careers have arguably bloomed still late into their lives. They've gone from being sort of politics sort of starlets and young darlings into seasoned professional histrionic nutters.
How do
This
you?
is a close one.
Yes.
I have to admit, I think Erica Kirk should be a strong runner just for the skin tight leather pants funeral sort of get up. But I understand that that's not necessarily just all this category's about.
Yeah, I mean, Erica Kirk, I'm sort of torn on really because I don't know whether I'd say she's histrionic or whether she's just evil. You know, she just
yes,
is
I
there
think
to
that's
grift and be an
interesting
intelligence
point.
asset who complicit in the murder of her husband. I don't know how much we can say on here, but anyway, it's the opinions of one do not represent the panel, perhaps.
And then,
I
of course,
mean,
we come to...
Laura. Sorry.
I was going to say, when we come to the internet's most neurotic woman, Ben Shapiro, who I think will always be a strong contender for this category in any given year.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, really, when God gives a creature that much estrogen, you really, it does sort of warm the heart to see someone like Ben Shapiro put that estrogen to such incredible, kind of, quite fabulous use. Really, I think we must say.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. As much as this has been a very Kirk-heavy 18 months, let's say. I think the Academy had a bit of your thoughts on the evilness there is an interesting one, but I think the Academy went for sheer weight of histrionics, and I think the oddness of this performance may have been what swayed the vote.
I mean, it is a back catalogue that one cannot argue with, so congratulations, Laura Loomer. If you'd like to step up to the front, please.
Well deserved, well deserved.
Oh, is that her flying in her broomstick?
Laura Loomer is currently flying around the stage, folks. It's a hell of a sight.
Look out, it's a hurricane. We're going to Kansas. Whoa, the Overton window. No, sorry.
No, where is she?
No Overton windows were harmed in making this production.
She's flying around. She's moving around.
My tuxedo.
There we go. But we do have the Felfrigan Award. Of course, itself is quite a prestigious award. We've handed out a few, but I thought I'd show you a nice close up of the statuette here. This is what the winners will receive. One solid gold Felfrigan Award. Here's Laura Loomer with really just a random communication from her here, but it starts with, "Don't forget that Tucker Carlson is literally in the Hunter Biden laptop." Is that like how you guys are in our computer?
Yeah, he must be. Tucker Carlson literally lives in Hunter Biden's laptop.
Because he's quite a big chap and it's a small laptop. I mean, that was quite an impressive bit of.
Unless you've got a kind of noncy laptop.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I suppose so.
It seems to be big. It's the TARDIS of a laptop. Apparently, it's from hell. Maybe it's got like metaphysical powers. We don't know how laptops run in hell. They might run on different physics than we do here on the surface. It's not really sure. But what we can be sure of is that Tucker Carlson does indeed live
in Hunter Biden's laptop.
He is literally in Hunter Biden. Thank you, Laura Loomer, for those confusing.
We do actually have another little telegram of congratulations, and it's from the Clive Barker Plastic Surgery Clinic. They say, "Thank you very much for your business this year, Laura, and we hope to see you again next year." So,
that's yes. That is from the Clive Barker by Clive Barker of Clive Barker through Clive Barker games, featuring Clive Barker.
No, we do have a special award next. I think we were planning to.
What's happened?
The Thiel Bucks Award, sponsored by Palantir. However, I'm getting words in that the check has bounced, and the Academy's wanting to strip this category due to irrelevance. I suppose we should at least let you know that the nominations were going to be Curtis Yarvin, the journals Pimlico and J'Accuse, Bronze Age Pervert, Nick Land, and honourable mention Mike Israetel.
Yes, the 4'9" poison dwarf from hell.
However, it seems this year there'll be no winners from that category, so we'll move swiftly on.
Well, the category was actually eliminated. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you think William Hill's gonna give me my bet back I had on that?
I think that'll be void.
I'm afraid your
Oh.
accumulators are now void.
Oh.
And if you want to blame it on somebody, Palantir's check bounced, and also the Academy decided that they were irrelevant. It's not that their check bounced.
It was 4-1 J'accuse. 4-1 J'accuse.
I'm afraid we got a note from Peter Thiel that said, oh God, do you have any RAM, oh God? And we haven't heard much from him since.
But now, to what I think is a personal favourite award of mine, and I know has been a big fan favourite for years.
Oh, it's Mr. Hat, I think. It is Mr. Hat's
I was going to say, with much ado,
yes.
and with much honour, I would like to offer you the opportunity, Hat, to present the most chosen people award.
Well, the nominations.
All right.
Gosworth, yes. Woo-wee.
The nominations for the Most Chosen People Award 2026. Hindus, Gurkhas, the Jews, and magical Windrush Yardies. Who will it be?
It's every year we say there's going to be a different winner in this category, and there never is. But I think maybe this year surely, and with all respect to our.
Are you trying to suggest that every single time there is only one winner?
Well, we don't know that yet because you don't know what the award is. I mean, how can you single it out? You don't know that. You can't know that, ever. You can't know it for sure.
I thought I was just noticing something.
Oh, well, the Hindus are putting a good performance here. I mean, the Sikhs were going to be here, but
until the whole Vikram Digwa thing, and then that was not really. The Academy didn't want to.
They got bumped off the list, if excuse the phrasing, and replaced hastily with a poster of Joanna Lumley saying, "Ooh, do you remember that time we were nice to the Gurkhas?"
I'm very glad that Joanna Lumley could be here personally to support the Gurkhas. It's just a shame that Catherine Blakelock couldn't also be here today as well.
Yeah, indeed. And yes, we were going to have honorary Professor Mr. Jason Arday here to collect the award on behalf of the Windrush generation, but it seems he's not showing up. I don't know why. I hope he didn't lie about wanting to come to the ceremony, but
that would be a bit of a disappointment.
I'd be very disappointed.
That'd be an odd thing to do.
I was told on LBC that he was a stand-up guy.
Oh.
Well, given the fact that it's really only a matter of time, I suppose we might as well have a winner here.
Yes.
And the winner is...
It's the Jews.
Oh, wow!
Oh,
who'd have thunk it? It's the Jews? Again? No way!
Oh, wow.
Congratulations, Jews. You rock.
Oh, Jews rock.
Oh, well, we were talking about the possibility, but it seems only fitting that it is indeed the Jews again. And congratulations for their extremely hot streak here of most chosen people awards. It is truly astounding.
Where would we be without Jew?
Exactly.
Don't you
Jews, you win.
Forget about me.
Oh, of course you do, because they're the most chosen people.
Don't you. Well, we should probably take a bit of a mid-award ceremony pause here. Maybe do a little bit of shilling. We've mentioned we're sponsored by Wines Money Israel. We are sponsored, of course, by the great nation of Israel. We are, of course, sponsored by, as well, our own book, which I swear I will find the advert
It's
for.
there. You passed it.
There it is.
If you want to know more about what I'm getting at here, buy books. Other than that, don't ask me what needs to be done.
Yes, please.
Thanks, Marcus.
Please.
Thanks, Marcus.
Please, after you have given every single penny of your money to the great nation of Israel, consider saving maybe like £21.99 and going and buying Anti-Politics by us, or maybe also a lovely little poetry book by one Mr. Panama Hat.
Yes, Mr.
Indeed.
Benjamin. There.
And if poetry is not your thing and you'd like to support my my now for the first time ever regular content, go over to my channel and head over to ko-fi.com/Panama Hat where you can donate.
Yes,
and
please
find all the
do
various tiers
that.
there.
For Hat is a good friend.
That is indeed
Keep us going.
a good cunt. Yes,
Have we got any other chats and stuff there? I
I'm just
don't
double
think we
checking.
have.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for sending the 499 Elementor guide. He's the only ever. Oh, we got another super sticker. Yeah, you guys have I only ever see you guys use super stickers because we mentioned them. I never see anyone use those on YouTube ever. So I guess we must have some metrics because of that from YouTube. From YouTube. But but the thing is, we are actually getting through this at a relatively good pace here. We're doing very well. I don't know. Are there any shocks so far?
May I briefly shill something?
Oh yes, go ahead.
I just remembered. 9 o'clock tonight on my channel, I'll be joined by Rupert August and Simon Roberts, where we'll be discussing the glitzy, gluttonous history of King Farouk and the post-war Middle East. So tune in for that if you like your history and you like a bit of discussion of why Muslim states fail and why they can't ever seem to get a grip on those damn Jews.
There we go. Here's Panama Hat, Mr. Panama Hat's YouTube channel. A very, very worthy and very good co-host here. We can have a bit of discussion though. I'm very, very happy with the state and pace of these awards. There's been no gaffes so far. We'll see. But we're onto another very heavy-hitting category here.
I think this might be considered, as it is most years, one of the major top flight awards to win.
Yeah.
Not just
everybody wants to get this.
Yes. This is the sort of category that one win here could a career make, a heritage could be struck off the back of even just a nomination sometimes with one of these. So it's I think we should.
Is the Academy rather cold on Lotus Eaters this year? I'm surprised they're not in the running, but I suppose they're not really as major as these organisations. But that does surprise me a little.
Well, the Academy chooses not to comment on certain particular issues such as that and leaves the selection process to be a secretive process, despite the fact that we at least...
There was a little bit of inaccurate communication there. I'm afraid he, as being cut from the programme, there was a mention of a Mr. Morgoth, but he ended up in more of an honourable mentions for certain categories, as in, there's a very crowded, a lot of people, I think, expected to see themselves here at the Fellies.
It's been a busy year, hasn't it?
It's been a very busy year, and I'm afraid there are much larger organisations that can make much larger groups of people fall for much larger things. The Fellies here have to... They have to be fair, they have to be balanced, they have to be
impartial
and neutral and fair-handed as we always are.
And I think it's worth prefacing as well that containment is a very important category to the Academy and the organising board. They recognise that to really set up a organisation with possible longevity to it that can grapple and dissipate, if not completely reroute, nascent and unorganized political and dissident energy into forms that ultimately help the very establishment, the people in these organizations we'd love to get rid of. So I think we should crack on really with the nominations for this category as well.
Well, we have the nominations here. We've been over some of these actions, but the Greens have formed extremely good containment around the left. They have consumed a large amount of political energy and then predictably cratered in the polls. They have been a giant waste of time and money and created these extremely large, unstable coalitions that are designed to fall apart, such as between the rainbow people and the not-so-rainbow people. Usually the colour green with slightly funny writing on it. There is the great unstable coalition of containment that is the enforced uniting of the silly left and the silly Islamist. It's quite a beautiful thing to see when you get a containment operation that is that down the line, but that well done. We've got Restore, a bit of a big category for them, but it's been a big year for them. It's been a breakout year in terms of people falling for it again. Here we see the classic uninsured and untaxed young Bob and co publicity stunt, Muslims for Reform, a genuinely awful episode of clusterfuck from top to bottom, and a great example of how people can be humiliated when they subsume themselves in the actions of small electoral political organizations that just go and do silly things. We've got the AFD, who is, we're not averse to foreign language films.
No.
If you want to introduce this one, actually, Evelyn.
Well, I just think as a production that, even though is not necessarily intended for an English-speaking audience, we, as sort of people who are involved in this process and ultimately are the people responsible for giving you the results that have been arbitrated by the sort of greater board above us, they've really, really had their eyes on this over the last sort of year and slightly longer than that. I think the affiliations from vast, wide groups from ex-sort of National Socialist members all the way into being professed as the greatest possible hope for the Jewish population in Germany, I think is a very important aspect. But I think on top of this, we also have to recognise the importance of how these operations work at scale and how they create ecosystems within which so much sort of potential political energy can both be created and disbanded at a moment's notice. And Reform really is, I think, a standout contender for me this year.
Hat, as our, of course, Afreet co-host here, you have a great appreciation for the scale that Reform has made people fall for it again.
Yes, indeed. It's always a surprise to me, Scrump, the gullibility of people in general, really, people who really ought to know better, and who really, I think, in the same way that they say you can't hypnotize someone who doesn't actually want to be hypnotized, you can't make someone vote for the Tories again who doesn't deep down just want to vote for the Tories again. So
a very bold operation. I mean, it's just Suella Braverman. It's Zavahi.
I think as well there's
the cast here is pulling off a production like this with recycled cast members isn't supposed to be possible. People thought, "Ooh, this is lazy," this is this is that. But in terms of Fellies' performance, they've been very successful with a proven cast of right-wing humiliators.
And previous multiple self-humiliation on the right winner, Nigel Farage, as your figurehead. I mean, it's the icing on the cake. I think there is possibly even a conversation to be had here about the extent to which Restore is only really a knock-on effect from the grander project that Reform is. Without Reform, there is no Restore. So what containment Reform can perform may also encompass what Restore can contain.
They are a big hitter here. It's a toughie, this one. I think this is our most contentious category.
I've never seen a year quite like this. I mean, all these categories are close. And I would also say, perhaps in years to come, there'll be a special foreign category. We could have AFD, Vox, all the kind of Front National, Michel down in Brazil. There's a lot of
the Brothers of Italy, of course,
competition. Yes. Oh, that would be a strong contender there as well. I mean,
we did think about having a category here, but of an international category, but we just wanted to make sure this year that the proper public Fellies were running. Of
course,
there may or may not be more or less categories at some point. But the AFD, I think, is a good fit for this field in this slightly more condensed, slightly more focused Fellies here. It's wow. I'm getting there's some movement. There's some movement happening here. There's a little.
The ballots have been counted.
The ballots have been counted. The
coming in now.
The permissions have been permissioned.
Have you got the envelope?
I've got the envelopes from the envelope. Ooh, give us a quick drum roll. Come on, we'll give us a quick death drum roll. Ooh. It's Reform. Who else could it be?
Well,
it's Reform. Well deserved win.
And I want to specify something that I think we mentioned all the way at the top of the show here as well, that in the Fell For It Again Awards, there is space for everyone, because it's all about us all learning lessons and not falling for it again. Some people fall for Restore, some people fall for Reform. All people who fall for all of these things ultimately fall for democracy and for just retracting back to liberalism and equality, because the structural organisations they support can't point to anything else. And if it wasn't for that, there wouldn't be a Fellies. Thank you.
But there has been some behind the scenes discussion in the deliberations between the academy and some of the outside observers were expecting this category to go to store, but unfortunately, as a containment operation, they are orders of magnitude smaller than reform. It is very much a mirroring here of the political situation, in that I'm afraid, in many senses, restore isn't even worth the threshold of a Felly. It would have to be a much larger operation. I mean, as the obviousness of rug pull as an independent operation, the obviousness of rug pull is a category that you can compete in. But in terms of overall containment, it is brute force, it is mass, it is a little bit warehousing, a little bit commercial, but my goodness, have Reform really delivered this year in this category, I think. I think that they have inundated us. They've inundated us with these levels of containment. I mean, look at the interplay they're having here. I mean, even in terms of containment, the containment of Restore is always framed through the containment of Reform. These two are symbiotic. Right. Here we have
the masterful. Masterful. It's playing on several levels. They're playing, several chessboards at the same time. And if there's one thing the Academy I think really rewards, you'll agree with me, guys, it's hard work. It's hard grift work when it comes to this kind of thing.
And I must say, in response to Rupert Lowe's embarrassing rug pull of offering fusion with the Tories again, their reaction to it has been to a series of Telegraph originated serves. There's been several chosen articles put out here, and even specific demands made.
It's almost as if the wind came out of all of that last week, and have now decided to give people a reason to defend it. But I must admit, we're not here to talk about Restore, I think, exactly in this category, because the winner was Reform at the end of the day.
Oh, yes, of course, but I'm showing what, as an operation, they are encompassing. They are an umbrella over it. It's quite masterful.
I would just like to point out, a lot of the audience will have noticed when they came in, we had heavy security measures, unfortunately. We had a lot of, guardsmen and patawayos checking everyone's bags and putting them through metal detectors. Unfortunately, due to the times we're living in, the ceremony has been somewhat threatened by a mysterious group of saboteurs called the Elite Theorists. We don't have much information on who they are yet, but they've been going around supposedly wrecking various organizations. So I'm afraid we did have to make sure there was no, quote, elite theorist infiltration here tonight. So apologies for that.
I've just been told that there may have been a device discovered in the auditorium. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. And oh no.
Keep your wits about you.
Keep your wits about you, yes.
Yeah, watch out.
Watch out, guys.
Watch out for the elite theorists.
Watch out for the elite theorists, guys. It's just and unfortunately, yes, we do come under a little bit of scrutiny here at the Fell for It Again award. But it isn't. I think it's deserved. We do take these awards quite seriously. Other people do take these awards quite seriously as well, as they are wont to do. So it is only natural that we are able to, draw some flack. Of course, you can send us all money to make us feel better. We have been threatened. There has definitely been actionable threats towards the award ceremony. So that means that we definitely deserve your money. Which brings us to one of our more prestigious categories here, which is Grift of the Year.
Yes. Now, I think there is an important. I want to almost suggest sort of dynamic we have to consider here that specifically defines the grift, and how the grift is sort of different from containment. The grift is really it's the sort of lowest effort, highest return that we see from either a solitary individual or a group. So we do have this as a somewhat open category, but if you would like, I can move on and we can start to make some of the nominations here. First off, we have one Shiloh Hendricks, a woman who had to go through a misfortunate circumstance and was given quite serious sums of money to probably still end up getting in legal trouble for what happened to her. We have Flag Force UK, an organisation set up to help promote the Raising the Colours operation. It accumulated tens of thousands of pounds and built a little sort of data network for saving people's pictures of them with their flags at their home addresses with all their details attached for non-nefarious purposes.
And also, when their website tech crashed, they just filled it with AI-generated pictures of fake buildings covered in flags, which is, I think, a really strong grift signal.
I think that's almost a brazenness. I think there's a beauty in the brazenness there. We also have one Lucy Connolly, who
herself is not grifting, but is herself a grift.
Yes, I think as we have here as a BBC part production.
Yes,
it really must be appreciated the extent to which she's become a champion of free speech, and really, because she's such a champion of free speech, we all have to agree with her about everything. Otherwise, you don't believe in free speech. And last,
believe in free speech,
but not least,
it's delicious.
As a grift, we can't look past Charlie Kirk, who, far be it from me to say without sounding cold and mishearted, but didn't really have to put much effort in. He just sort of sat there, and it has become the largest grifting complex I think I've seen in my life.
we're not quite sure. There's the Shallow Hendrix drift is quite potent. People get very emotionally attached to that one. The flags thing, people very much believed in that. As I said, people were grifting off Lucy Connolly, not just her herself. Lucy Connolly became her own grift. I don't know, Mr. Hat. What are your thoughts on the current state of the grift?
I have to be honest with you. I mean, Charlotte Hendricks I haven't actually even heard of. I mean, that seems pretty small fry to me. There's only one real standout for grift in this category, and it has to be the man who didn't even really have to do any grifting. The grift kind of happened to him post hoc, if you like, and that is, of course, Charlie Kirk. I mean, to paraphrase a famous saying about a certain assassination, he left life and entered the hyperreal.
There he is.
And indeed, it looks like he's entered our award ceremony.
Well, it had to be posthumously awarded to the posthumous Grift of the Year award goes to, of course, Charlie Kirk.
And we will, of course, reach out to Charlie via Ouija board so that we can make sure he receives his Fellie. Charlie, you are in our hearts.
Charlie Kirk, of course, demonstrating his prowess here as the Kirk Cobain of right-wing grifting.
Can also, just on a completely unprofessional and side aspect, can we talk about Charlie Kirk's Beavis and Butthead ass teeth? That's all I can think about when I see him now. Is that really like someone get that boy to an orthodontist, please?
His grift was potent in life, but it will always be remembered.
Potent in death.
In death.
And I think a wise bit of advice Charlie would probably want to be telling us all now is, whoever you choose to marry, make sure it's not a Secret Service agent.
And, of course, as the Wu-Tang Clan said, protect your neck.
Indeed.
Right, on to another hotly contested category we have here. Another of the more individual performances as a sort of addition to Best Containment Organisation. Would you like to proceed with the nominations for this one, Hat?
Indeed, I would. Thank you very much, Evelyn. We have, from the top, Mr. George Galloway, Mr. Tommy Robinson, Dr. David Betts, and Miss Eva Vladingerbroek. So, there's our participants, our nominees. And again, I mean, it's a close one. I think there's only really two individuals in the running, but nevertheless, I mean, Galloway's a man who's been around a long time. Perhaps the Academy will go in for another sort of service award. David Betts has really been putting the work in with his constant attempts to create a false strategy of tension across the Anglosphere. I'm not too familiar with the work of Miss Vladingerbroek in the bottom corner, and of course, it would be quite fitting, I think, for Mr. Robinson to win another award because he has worked hard enough, frankly, for his praise to spread over multiple categories. So I really wouldn't be able to say.
I really do think Betts is a bit of a dark horse here. I think he's really not necessarily the big public figure that we have and some of our other sort of competitors and nominations in a category, but he represents the backroom sort of graft. He's very much an operator, an organizer. He's given people his sort of Civil War script, and he's made sure they read it. That's for sure. So it's not to be sort of misconstrued the importance that he's probably had in this short period. I think there's also something to be said for the fact that, quite frankly, when women are involved in the politics of populism or nationalism, that when they aren't histrionic, they tend to be used for a very specific purpose. They're sort of the polished, attractive face to what can sometimes be the insidious octopus of Zionism and sort of theolite kind of thought, and the sort of, I don't know, the kind of people that want to put data centers down the bottom of your street so you can have 10 less migrants but still live in a hellhole. I think that role can't really be disregarded. It takes some specific talent to be so shallow and faceless, to think that, oh my God, there's another crisis amidst my peoples in Europe. Let me reach for my foundation and my flat ring light for my TikTok that I have to post about this. That sort of, that vanity almost, that's really got to be part of this. I mean, Tommy...
And remember, Evelyn, women don't feel safe, right? Women don't feel safe.
Women
we need to keep hearing that.
Don't feel safe.
Anon, you need to help me from the other side of your computer screen, otherwise the big rapey migrants are going to abuse me. Oh no!
Oh, and with that in mind, Eva von Gogelbrook has fluttered her way into the heart of the Academy, and she's done it.
Wow!
Eva von Gogelbrook has won it on behalf of the Save Europe Act.
That is a shock win.
Well, it's. I'm afraid you may not have seen it, but her productions have been very forthright.
And I think it's a Europe-wide effort.
It's a Europe-wide effort that
it's crossing its hands over to America. It's crossing its hands across Europe. Really, there is not a casting couch in a conservative NGO she probably hasn't sat on, because she's obviously a proficient hard worker. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And that is, we have another letter of congratulation here, sponsored by the Knee Pain Clinic, the Harleston Knee Pain Clinic. So if anyone has sore or dirty knees, you can go there and have your knees sorted out if you've been working particularly hard.
I can speak to the proficiency of that clinic personally myself.
And of course, the Save Europe campaign is a giant petition waste of time in which a non-binding petition for the EU to abolish itself is ceremoniously presented to it with no legal weight or really any standing whatsoever.
Yes, and of course, because we are discerning and investigative people, we have come to the conclusion that Martin Sellner is obviously not the brains of that operation, but no one would have a wank to him either. So
I would just like to say as well, I think it's the Academy prides itself on its feminism, and I think it's good that a woman has won the a non-female category for once.
Yes,
and I hope that
as
a consequence of this, women feel just that little bit safer.
Yes.
I mean, look at your trad wife, Anon. Look at her. She's waiting for you to sign the petition and give her your email address.
Wouldn't you like to touch boob?
Oh, now you're talking.
Boba. And now on to possibly, I don't know, the most or least prestigious category, depending on your point of view here. The much sought after and much fought over Nonce of the Year.
Is the grand old Duke of York not present for this?
Oh, well, he's on man 9,500 right now. He has a few more to go.
Okay.
So it's he's otherwise engaged. Those 10,000 men aren't going to march themselves.
No.
No, they are not. Is it my turn to introduce it, or is it?
I
your
think you
turn?
should probably introduce the nonce nominations.
The Nonce Nations.
Nonce-nominations.
The Nonce Nations for this year's Nonce of the Year are
Necronomicon.
Magengove,
Naughty.
uh,
N-O-T-Y.
yeah. The Nonce Nomicon. Magengove. Keir Starmer for Displaced Passions in Kiev, A Fiery Story. Brandon O'Neill, who
Just for being Brendan O'Neill.
it's for the act of being Brendan O'Neill, and of course Russell Brand for being a dirty nonce.
Now, I must admit, I do not often take umbrage with the decisions of the Academy, but I'm slightly upset by some of the suggestions here. Russell Brand is not an effective nonce. He smells too bad. You know he's coming. Whereas one Keir Starmer really doesn't strike me as a nonce per se. He doesn't really actually have a Michael Gove noncy face. Whereas Michael Gove is clearly one of the people who owns one of the nonciest faces in the world.
Are you saying he's a nonce former? Pedos in disguise?
Yeah.
Nonce formers, pedos in disguise.
However, and I think unlike many other of the awards here, there is really only one major contender, and he's a contender every year. He's won it 15 years in the trot. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Brendan O'Neill, Nonce of the Year!
Spikes Brendan
Brendan. Well
O'Neill has won it again.
Well done.
How does he keep doing it? To be fair, his courageous nonce defense in the pages of Spike is something that we have covered multiple times on this channel.
I honestly can't. Every year we give him this award, and every year he's chuffed to bits. And you can see that twinkle in his eyes that this is the career he's wanted. He's finally getting the
He's like a
recognition.
schoolboy with an ice cream.
And he only gets noncier every year. It's one of the 8 wonders of the world that Brendan O'Neill can get more noncy as time goes on.
It's amazing. We've watched him develop in the way that we've watched, Djokovic get better at tennis. It's every year just that little bit more amazing. You think he's not going to do it. You think he's going to finally cap out, and bang, straight again. He's on there again the next year. It's just incredible.
I'm sorry, I now have to consider the entire the Novak Djokovic. The Brendan O'Neill as the Novak Djokovic of nonces.
Brendan O'Neill is a Novak Djokovic
high
of nonsense.
praise.
Yes, high praise. Just like Charlie Kirk is the Kurt Cobain of neocon grifting.
Indeed.
And before we get to the last, but by no means the least important award of the year, I think we do have some people in the audience who've sent us some messages. They've physically walked up to the stage where we're standing and have handed us little envelopes with money in them.
There we go.
Well, that, I mean, super chats.
There's our audience watching.
We have Gag Norhawk, who's given us 99 pence and sent some sort of rainbowy thing. We have Yaks, who's sent 5,000
something.
Says that might as well be simoleons.
I don't know.
Simbucks.
Fenobian wooden dollars.
Oh, good shout. Kanakistani kopecks. Help, I plan to go to Soapland in Japan to get my rocks off, but I ended up in Tel Aviv. How can this happen?
How could this happen to me?
We also have $10 from Phil Opp. Quite an illuminating celebration. Best regards. I'm glad to see everyone's getting in the spirit.
Yes. But we are, unfortunately, now that we've done our Nonce of the Year, to our last category. Ahat, would you like to introduce this one, please? Since I think it is currently your turn, but it is
certainly would. It is indeed prestigious. Kook of the Year. Russell Brand, John Mappin, Candace Owens, and Tucker Carlson. Again, aren't we lucky to have such a smorgasbord of talented individuals who can really fight for a nomination like this? I mean, again, this isn't sort of, no one's half trying, no one's weak sourcing it. They're all well within a shot of getting this getting this win, I should say, for their own reasons, and all such a diverse set of reasons. I mean, none of these people are kind of lazily crossing the same territory like we would have seen with the kind of kook sphere of, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. The whole field, I think, has developed to such a point where we can have a rack of real true winners like this. Wouldn't you agree? It's
a positive smorgasbord of kookery. You can pick your own rabbit hole. It has never been easier to drive yourself
That's right.
into schizophrenia.
And I think
That's
as well,
right.
we should have a quick moment for those cooks that have not fallen, but
fallen off.
they cooked so that we could cook some more. That would be David Icke, Alex Jones, and the one and the only David Dees, who, if he was still alive,
Richard D. Hall.
Oh yes. Oh, sorry. How could I forget? How could I forget?
Michael E. Deck.
Sorry, I think I'm having a problem here. I'm getting interfering signals. John Mappin, John Mappin, John Mappin, John Mappin, John Mappin, John Mappin.
Football.
Oh, sorry, I don't know what overcame me there.
Very strange.
I'm afraid that your body thetans have come up and attacked you. You need more auditing, Evelyn.
However, I will say, and I have been alerted. Oh, yes, it is coming in now. That John Mappin has actually been disbanded and his nomination stripped this year for his association with the Church of Scientology. As a registered cook, being part of such a group, we believe disbands his efforts at cookery, as he's actually joined a legitimate cult.
This is unprecedented, ladies and gentlemen. This is a live disqualification on air. We've never had this before. This is bizarre.
So, I suppose that narrows down our choices. And, I don't know, have we got...
Coming in. It's coming in. It's the sheep in
Hooray!
first trap.
Oh,
Indeed,
hooray!
Candace.
I've been really hoping for Candace Owens to get some recognition for her work. I think she's underrated in her tenacity and sheer inability to ever really see a kind of. She never has any doubts. Let's put it that way. I think she operates more or less on one level of thinking. I mean, I was one of the poor people actually in Paris when she began to broadcast the theory about the president's wife actually being a man. And unfortunately, the rioting that ensued was cataclysmic. Most of Paris was actually destroyed when that allegation came out. So
it's a real shame.
She really does deserve this.
I was going to say, it's a real shame that Candace can't be here to receive her award this evening, so that we could also ask her, how would you feel had you not received a Fell For It Again award?
But what if you hadn't?
Unfortunately.
But fortunately, yes, fortunately for Candace, she's a Fellie recipient. Well done, love.
Well done, Candace. Well deserved.
Oh, it's been
good to see some ethnic wins as well.
Oh, we are a diverse institution here at the Fellies, and it's been a busy evening here at Fellies HQ, live from the International Conference Centre in Haifa.
Well, Mr. Hat, you had something to shill earlier, which was a stream. You said before we depart.
Thank you very much for giving me the airtime to do this. At 9 o'clock, in less than an hour, you can head over to the Panama Hat channel and enjoy an evening of cogent discussion with myself, Simon Roberts, and Rupert August, the venerable historian, in which we will be discussing the recent history of Egypt and the incredibly charismatic figure of one King Farouk, and several events which have played an enormous part in the current shenanigans that we're witnessing here in Haifa and in the Levant more generally. And I'll say this much: it's been a lovely evening here in Haifa. It's cooler than it is in London, so at least that's something. Southern heat wave blasting us all to death.
Well, we'll leave you all with our last sponsor here, the interminable, indubitable, taking Nan around the worldable P&O Cruises. B&O Cruises, sorry. If you've got equity release, it's for you. Have you retired? Blow it all. B&O Cruises, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, that wonderful royalty-free theme play us out.
Now remember, let us know how much you love the nation of Israel and whether or not these suit your Al Gore rhythms. Good night.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.